Hey everybody, Bob Chick along with Sugar Shawn Ray. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada, Artemis Ham Hall, and of course, the prestigious USA Championship, Shawn.
Yeah, back, and Bob, it's interesting. You are the color commentator after being a former USA champion. How does that sound, colored commentator?
Well, you're the colored commentator, but are we still using that terminology these days? It's 2014, isn't it?
And it's hot as hell, I can tell you that.
Yeah, it is, but well, things were heating up on stage, Shawn, and you're right, this was a great venue for me. Always be a special place, of course, as I were to win the show 14 years ago, bro.
It's amazing. We're getting old. I also saw in there 1993 USA champion Chris Cormier. He changed his name from Broderick as a teenager. Also in the house, Dennis James, 1998, and Dennis Newman, 1994 champion. So a few USA champions bebopping around, and we know the Craig Titus back in 1996 is somewhere here in Las Vegas.
Well, saw a couple of girls too. Amanda Dunbar down in the pit, former USA champ, and Samantha Joe, my buddy, in the women's physique last year. So she actually turned pro here. So a couple of the girls representing it well, but it was all about the guys this morning, Shawn, on stage. We saw some good physiques. I don't know if it was any better or worse than last year. Your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, there were a few good physiques, but the problem is I didn't know who the hell some of these guys are, and I don't think I'm getting that old. I'm at every show.
No, you're old. Yes. I mean, let's make no mistake.
I used to never have to look at notes, but today I have to refer to my trusty notes on my iPhone, and a couple of the guys I never heard of or seen before, but they did stand out and make a little bit of splash. I'm going to go to the first call out in the men's middleweight. For you that weren't following on play-by-play, go back and check it out. We had Brian Balazzo, two of the Cortez guys. I don't think they're related. Gabe and Joseph, along with Brad Helm. That was one of our middleweight's first call-outs, and that was a very hotly contested division. The middleweights were stacked.
Middleweights was good, and I think the kid who got the first call in the middleweights, I think he was number 50, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you got numbers on there.
That would be Brian Balazzo.
I tell you what, he was outstanding, and you could see right off the bat, he was all the way on the right when he first got called out. Outstanding conditioning. That's a guy that's going to have a legitimate shot at the overall, because I didn't see anybody really in the other classes that was that over the top. There were some good physiques, but rarely do you get a middleweight that can stand up. You know, in the likes of a Vince Comerford that we had years ago. But honestly, you got to go back that far, Shawn, to get a middleweight that could have actually stood his ground. I think he might have that chance.
Yeah, he was very complete. I'm going to see what happens in the overall. I mean, we just finished the super heavies, which you're all too familiar with, and up there we were expecting Dusty Hinshaw to come in and make some big splashes. He kind of missed the mark. Nick Trigg, he was up there, and he still looked respectable. I think he did enough to win.
I think so. It wasn't deep, Shawn, and that's always been the problems with the supers, you know, in probably 10 years, is it just hasn't been deep. Nick Trigg looked good. He wasn't 100% on, but I'm not so sure he had to be in this class. Again, it was good competition. What shocked me is number 140, who was all the way on the right side, and I believe he might have been in the top 3 last year. Wasn't in the first call out here, which surprised, I think, a lot of people.
Right, and what's good about, Bob, with these guys going from year to year, it's not a guarantee, because your second one year you're going to get first. I mean, these guys, some of them improve and some of them actually get lost in the shuffle, messing around with the diet, trying to reinvent the wheel. It doesn't always work. It doesn't transpire here.
Well, that was Eddie, who was again, I think he was number 140 in there, but I'm pretty sure he was in the top call out. But I thought he looked pretty good, but I saw some physiques up there in the first call out. I didn't even have ahead of him, so I don't know if he just got lost in the shuffle or if the judges just saw something they didn't like.
Yeah, and I can tell you, it's very easy to get lost in the shuffle. I did say that Eddie had great color. He had great build, great balance. He's very competitive. He had a little bit soft in the hams. But again, this is a contest with so many bodies going across that stage, and it's amazing the judges are able to even get a really good look. Mind you, they're looking at him shorter. So the quality of time to hit those poses, it's been speed up into record pace, so we're not really able to get a good solid look. But tomorrow night, when we have the finals, the cream will rise to the top. We'll get a better look at the placements and see who really deserves to win these shows.
Well, the light heavies and the heavies, usually the cream of the crop when it comes to depth in the field. Right. And some of the better physiques that usually are going to be out there bucking for that overall. I didn't see like that. Light heavies were good. I thought the heavyweights were weak this year, which is very unusual.
Yeah, the heavies were weak, and at the same time, Bob, it's one of those things, it's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes you show up and it's really deep, and sometimes there's just nobody there, and the guy wins by a matter of attrition. This is a show where there's going to be 2 pro cards handed out per first and second place?
No. That's only at the Nationals. Okay. Only class winners. Pretty much all the way down until you get to the bantamweights, I believe, or the lights. But I think it's the top 4 pro cards, so top 4 vote getters in the overall, I believe. But it's not the top 2 thing like they do with the Nationals. I don't like that for the record.
Yeah, and so we got winners that are going to actually turn pro, and we could potentially see some of these guys that are competing tonight and winning competing a week from now in Sacramento at Henry Rombaugh's show.
Yeah, technically we got a pro show right next week. Not so sure anybody here gets their pro card is going to want to jump right into there. Probably be against my advices, but you never know what they're going to do. But I tell you this, the judges will be looking tomorrow night, Shawn, at the finals. They do reserve that right, so there will be some judging going on. Some of these classes were close, and they were pulling 2 guys off at the end and throwing them back. So you're going to get some judging here. We're going to find out, of course, all the updates and the continuation of the USA coverage. Well, bikini's coming up, so you know Shawn's going to be right down there in the front and center. He'll know every girl out there, every number. You know, it's amazing how they can register that, isn't it?
Well, they're getting ready to start the bikini. There's 1 million of these girls, so our prejudging will continue. It started at 12. It's already 3. It's a long day, and of course tomorrow we'll be back here with the wrap-up.
All right. Well, Shawn, thanks for the color commentary, of course, my friend. MD covering everything here at the USA in Las Vegas. Keep coming back, guys. We will have updates throughout the weekend right here for Sugar Shawn. This is Bob Chick. We're out.